All right, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Today we'll be starting off with a new chapter which is known as acid, bases and oxides. ये आपका acid, base and salts is divided into two topics. हम इस chapter को दो topics में करेंगे, ठीक है? The first part is known as acid, bases, oxides, and the second part is known as salts and identification and preparation of those insoluble and insoluble salts. So starting off with the characteristic properties of acids and bases. What are acids and what are bases? Acids have pH values below 7. Up acid or basic, we have a pH scale which starts from 0, goes up to 14. Okay. 7 is known as neutral pH. 7 को क्या कहते हैं? 7 is known as a neutral pH, whereas 0 to 7 is the pH range for acids, and 7 to 14 जो 8 to 14 है, 8 से लेके 14 तक, और ये है 0 से लेके 6 तक. 8 to 14 is range for alkalis, or what we also call as base. Now acids have pH values below 7, have a sour taste when edible, and are also corrosive. In acidic conditions, blue litmus paper turns red. Litmus paper is a test for acids. और इसमें क्या होगा? Litmus paper blue से red हो जाएगा. And methyl orange indicator turns red. Acids are substances that can neutralize a base, forming a salt and water. अब acids के बहुत से reactions भी होते हैं. So what you have to remember is that acids की अगर आप पर definition आती है, how are you going to define acids? अगर आपसे पूछते हैं what is an acid, you will write acids are proton donors. Got it? Acids are proton donors. और base क्या होते हैं? Bases are proton acceptors. So when acids react, they will lose electrons to form positively charged hydrogen ions. The presence of these hydrogen ions is what makes a solution acidic. For example, hydrochloric acid. HCl is also an acid. It is going to produce H plus ions when dissolved in water. These H plus ions are the ions that make the HCl acid acidic. H plus ions ही किसी भी चीज को acidic बनाते हैं. Wherever you see H plus ions, the solution would be acidic. And what's the definition of acids? They are proton donors which produce H plus ions and they ionize in water. Only metals above hydrogen in the reactivity series will react and dilute acids. अब acids के बहुत से reactions भी होते हैं. I write some of the reactions over here as well. Okay, and you're going to note down all those reactions. Start writing. Acid plus metal would produce salt plus hydrogen gas. Then acid plus metal oxide produces salt plus water. Then we have a third reaction, acid plus metal hydroxide produces again the same products, salt plus water. फिर आता है हमारे पास acid plus metal carbonates ये क्या क्या बनाएंगे? Salt plus water plus carbon dioxide gas. फिर एक और फिफ्थ एसिड का रिएक्शन है, acid plus base produces salt plus water. और इस रिएक्शन को हम न्यूट्रलाइजेशन रिएक्शन भी कहते हैं. Got it?
Yes.
Note these down. So when acids react with metals, अभी हमने पढ़ा कि वो क्या बनाते हैं, when acids react with metal they form salt and hydrogen gas. For example, अगर मैं हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड और सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड, अब ये दोनों टाइप्स ऑफ एसिड्स हैं, इफ आई रिएक्ट देम विद अ मेटल दे आर गोइंग टू प्रोड्यूस सॉल्ट्स. जैसे कि अगर HCl के साथ रिएक्ट करेंगे द सॉल्ट्स दैट आर गोइंग टू प्रोड्यूस वुड बी MCl2s, मेटल क्लोराइड्स. अगर सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड के साथ रिएक्ट करेंगे दे आर गोइंग टू बी metal sulfates. For example, can you tell me any metal?
Magnesium.
Okay, I'll react magnesium with an acid, which is HCl. Can you tell me what salt would be produced?
Magnesium chloride.
Exactly, MgCl2. And what would be the other product?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen. ठीक है, एक और करते हैं. Let's say if I give you a calcium metal and I tell you to react it with an acid. Calcium is a metal, reacts with sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Can you now tell me what is the salt produced?
Calcium sulfate.
Calcium sulfate, exactly. CaSO4 plus hydrogen. So this is how you react metals with acids. फिर आता है what if acids react with base. और मैंने आपको प्रोडक्ट्स में whenever an acid reacts with base the product will be salt and water. Let's say if I give you an acid HCl, hydrochloric acid, and I tell you to react with a base sodium hydroxide, what will be the products? HCl plus NaOH. Can you tell me what will be the salt produced?
Sodium chloride.
Sodium chloride, exactly. And the other product would be water. This reaction is also known as neutralization reaction. क्यों? क्योंकि जो water produce होता है, this water basically has a pH of 7, which is known as a neutral pH. pH 7 जो होता है, it is a neutral pH. Hydrochloric acid. अब acid मेरे पास है hydrochloric acid, and let's say if I react with a ऑक्साइड, कोई भी जितने याद रखें, ऑल हाइड्रोक्साइड्स, जितने भी आपके पास हाइड्रोक्साइड होंगे, पोटेशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड, सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड, बेरियम हाइड्रोक्साइड्स, whatever hydroxides you have which contain OH, they are all bases and alkalis. वो सारे क्या होते हैं? They are bases. So as it just told me that if I react these bases with हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड, हमारे पास सिर्फ मेटल क्लोराइड्स बनेंगे. सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड होगा तो मेटल सल्फेट्स बनेंगे. नाइट्रिक एसिड होगा तो मेटल नाइट्रेट्स बनेंगे. लेट्स से इफ आई गिव यू अनदर क्वेश्चन, मैं कहता हूँ बेरियम हाइड्रोक्साइड, barium hydroxide reacts with nitric acid, HNO3. Can you now tell me the two products? Barium hydroxide is a base, HNO3 is an acid. Now tell me what products would be produced. The salt, कौन सा salt हो?
Um, Barium nitrate.
Exactly, it would be barium nitrate. Can you tell me the chemical formula of barium nitrate? Barium is in
Ba.
group number 2, so it has a charge of 2 plus. Nitrate has a charge of -1. तो क्या हो जाएगा फॉर्मूला फिर?
BaN2.
BaNO3 2. वो जो +2 था वो मैंने उसको यहाँ पे लिख दिया. Got it?
Okay.
Along with water would also be produced. Then we have is if acids react with metal carbonates तो क्या होगा? Let's say अगर मैं एक acid आपको देता हूँ H2SO4 acid reacting with metal carbonates. Can you give me a name of any metal carbonate that comes in your mind? Any metal carbonate?
Uh, potassium.
ठीक है, K2CO3. Why did I write K2CO3? Because potassium is in group number 1. Carbonate has a charge of -2. So क्या होगा? This 2 would be written over here and this 1 would be written over here. Got it? Now tell me, what is the salt produced?
Um, potassium sulfate.
Good. वापस क्या हो जाएगा? Potassium sulfate. Can you tell me the chemical formula of potassium sulfate? Potassium is in group number 1. Sulfate has a charge of -2.
K2SO4.
Exactly, K2SO4. Along with what would be the other two products if it's the metal carbonate?
Water.
And carbon dioxide. Got it?
Okay.
So here you can see when hydrochloric acid reacts with metal carbonates, they produce metal chlorides, carbon dioxide, and water. If they react with sulfuric acid, they produce metal sulfates with carbon dioxide and water. And if they react with nitric acid, they would produce metal nitrates with carbon dioxide and water. Next, we'll move on to the properties of bases. Bases have a pH values above 7. मतलब कि 8 से लेके 14 तक they would have pH values. A base which is water soluble is referred to as an alkali. In base alkaline conditions, red litmus paper turns blue and methyl orange indicator turns yellow. Bases में क्या होता था? Litmus paper turns red, blue to red. Bases में क्या हो रहा है? It is turning from red to blue. Bases are substances which can neutralize an acid. और अगर आपको कोई define करने के लिए कहता है, what is a base? You would write it is a proton acceptor. What is it? Proton acceptor. Can you tell me what did I tell you about the definition of an acid?
So proton
Donor. Got it?
yes.
Acids are proton donors. Remember that. ये paper में आएगा. Bases are proton acceptors. Remember that. ये same आना है. So bases are substances which can neutralize an acid, forming a salt and water. Now bases are usually oxides or hydroxides of metal. For example, calcium oxide is a base, magnesium hydroxide, ये hydroxide oxides सारे bases हैं. So when alkalis react, they gain electrons to form negative hydroxide ions, OH. The presence of the OH ions is what makes the aqueous solution an alkali. For example, sodium hydroxide है. Sodium hydroxide would always dissociate to form OH negative ions. So how many reactions are there for bases? अभी हमने acids के कितने reactions देखे हैं. Now we'll talk about some reactions for bases. Sodium hydroxide है जैसे. Sodium hydroxide would also produce OH ions. तो जब भी OH ions आएंगे, remember there is a base present. Whenever you see H plus ions, that will indicate यहाँ पे acids हैं. When they react with an acid, a neutralization reaction occurs. जो भी हमने देखा था, that when acids and bases react together, neutralization reaction takes place, which produces salt and water. ये water basically pH 7 का solution produce करेगा. That is why we call it neutral. And this is the same thing that is given over here as well. एक और reaction that you have to now note down is this, that when ammonium salts decomposition, when ammonium salts react with base, they produce salt, water and ammonia. क्या लिखना है? You would write ammonium. Ammonia is NH3, ammonium is NH4. So when ammonium salts react with base, they produce salt plus water plus ammonia gas. This is another reaction that you have to write. Ammonium salts, when they react with a base, क्या होगा? Salt बनेगा, water and ammonia. Got it?
Yeah.
The reaction is used as a chemical test as well to confirm the presence of ammonium ion. Alkali is added to the substance with gentle warming, followed by the test for ammonia gas using damp litmus paper. The litmus paper will turn from red to blue if ammonia is present.